Hey everybody, this is George Brasher with Shakedown of Thunder Sports, and you're about to watch the two Irish brothers. Go Irish.
Tyree. Here's Tyree with the lane. Tyree! Whoa! Can he get there? Tyree at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Notre Dame! Woo! 98 big ones!
How's it going, everyone? I am ND Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin 57.
And together we make up the Two Irish Brothers Show. You guys know the drill. Hit the subscribe tab in the bottom right-hand corner. Hit the like and dislike tabs to help with the algorithm. And everything else, our social media platforms and the two travel packages are posted in the description box below. So make sure you guys go check those out, as well as the show on here. Now, before we get to the preview for Syracuse, little announcement I want to make. So as you guys know already, we have eclipsed the 500 subscriber mark. So that means a prize giveaway for you guys, the audience. Just to let you know, Ben and I are working on that. Aside from a cash prize, we are trying to think of two other prizes to give away. And we were thinking of some custom stuff, but we've had some people suggest that we give away Notre Dame stuff. Well, we've thought about that, but our plan has been to try to give away something in relation to our show here, the Two Irish Brothers Show. So not to give away too many secrets or anything, but Ben has been working on a new logo for us, and we are working out some other new things as well. So we are going to wait to get that new logo finished, and that's the logo we would like to use on, say, a T-shirt or a hat or whatever. But anyway, folks, that's what that's where things are right now. But we will be doing that prize giveaway as soon as possible. Just give us some time on that.
Yep.
So with that said, Ben, another big test this week, and honestly, my buddy Eric, who goes by the street name Syracuse and Buffalo Sports, probably should have had him on for this one because he knows the Orange, formerly the Orangemen, very well. And this is usually in years past you'd think, oh, it's Syracuse, we'd have no problem with this one, but they beat us in 2008, but that was the dark days. But it's a different story now. Syracuse 6-1. Just coming off a tough loss to Clemson.
Yep.
And this is a very gritty football team that is no slouch.
Nope. Dino Babbers has done a phenomenal job with Syracuse. A team that was kind of a punching bag when he first came in is now a team that you have a very hard time beating. So they're challenging for the ACC crown this season, which is incredible. When you think Syracuse, you think basketball, you don't think football, even though Donovan McNabb did come from Syracuse. So, yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Syracuse comes in at number 16 in the nation into this game, more than Notre Dame can say, unfortunately, but they will be a very, very tough opponent.
Well, even though they're a tough opponent, as a Notre Dame fan, I see this as an opportunity for us to make a statement, to show like, hey, we're down. This is not the Notre Dame we expected to be, but we can still beat some teams. And we've shown that once already. We came away with wins against a very high-powered offensive North Carolina team and at that point ranked BYU team. So we've shown that we can come through when we need to. But again, this is not going to be easy, and this Orange team is not going to be one to be taken lightly because so far this year, aside from their loss to Clemson last week, they've pretty much been beating up everybody on their schedule with the exception of two, and that is Virginia and Purdue, which were both one-score games.
Yeah.
But other than that, they've been pretty consistent, and I think the only thing that hurt them against Clemson last week was basically a turnover epidemic. But otherwise, they had Clemson on the ropes there for a while.
Well, yeah, and I mean the final score shows you that it took everything for Clemson to beat them. But I will say, historically, Syracuse plays Clemson very, very well. In years past, even when Syracuse was a not so great team, they have beaten Clemson, as a top 5 team. So They play Clemson really, really tough. I'm not going to take anything away from Syracuse, not at all. But we got to get it going, man. This is a game that from beginning to end, it has to be going right away. We had a fast start in the offense against UNLV. We have to have a fast start against Syracuse. It's in Orangeman territory. We're on the road. This is a game that
in the dome.
The stadium is going to be rocking with those Syracuse fans. This is their opportunity to shine. They're going to be very, very angry and hungry in this game. We got to get it going early. We have to.
And it doesn't matter that we're not ranked in the top 25. This is still Notre Dame, and they want to take advantage of the issues that we've been having.
Yeah.
But do I think we can beat them? Yes, I do. Yes, with the right play calling, which has got to change. I mean, when comes a time when Tommy Rees actually makes the adjustments? He did it for 2 games once this year for a 2-game period, then went right back to it. So it's got to finally change. And I don't know. At this point, I'm hoping against hope.
Yeah.
So, but let's break down the playmakers for the Orange. Obviously, as with any offense, it starts with your quarterback, Garrett Schrader, having a pretty good season. Almost 70% completion percentage, just over 1,600 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's been pretty good.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good, and he's going to be a tough quarterback to stop. That's for sure.
The Syracuse offense has been pretty good as a whole. I mean, 33 points a game is nothing to scoff at. That is very, very good numbers.
Well, and Schrader can run too. He's ran for 371 yards and put 6 touchdowns in the end zone on the ground. So we got a dual threat quarterback. From what it's looking like, I haven't really watched too much of the
Orange. He's the second leading rusher on Syracuse's team, if it says anything.
Yeah, right behind their running back Sean Tucker, 6 touchdowns and just shy of 700 yards on the season, which is phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, and then wide receiver core, you got to look out for. I had it and I lost it.
I've got it right here in front of me, but I don't want to be rude.
Aronde Gadsden. Goodness, that's a hard name.
Gadsden.
So 593 yards, just under 600. Averages 84 a game, 16 yards a catch, which, phenomenal. So, we were talking about in the last video, defense got sloppy at times against UNLV. I mean, I'm sorry, we did. Very, very sloppy coverages and stuff. Can't do this. Cannot do that against him. And he's not the only one. I mean, they have a number of receivers that can get it done, and the ball's spread out quite a bit. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys with 100 yards or more receiving on the season. So, this Syracuse quarterback spreads the ball around and is not afraid to go to different guys. Unlike Pine, Pine tends to seem to key in on mostly Michael Mayer. So, defense is going to have its work cut out for him, man. It's going to be a tough game.
Well, and like I said in the UNLV recap, this is where it comes down to coaching. You do something to play up to Drew Pine's strengths. I mean, we've said enough times already, he is a shorter quarterback. This is where you have to get him out of the pocket, because we've seen too many batted passes by Drew Pine from him stepping up in the pocket. He's not that kind of quarterback. I mean, so if I'm Tommy Rees, and this seems like a no-brainer if you're a coach. No, we're not coaches, Ben.
Yeah.
We neither of us are, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out that when something's not working, you change it up.
Yeah.
And so why are we not seeing Drew Pine like on more rollouts or just out of the pocket in general? I don't get it, but it's got to change this week, because we have not just Syracuse this week, and I'm not looking past it, but this is a period where we have 2 back-to-back highly ranked opponents.
Yes.
And it's going to be it's going to be a pain. It's going to be hard, tough, whatever term you want to use. It's going to be a lot of stress. So we've got to figure this crap out. It's too late in the season to be playing this game where we should still be we shouldn't be trying to still figure stuff out at this point.
No, not at all.
This should have been fixed a long time ago.
Yeah.
At the very least, after the Marshall debacle.
Yeah, and I mean Syracuse's defense is much of the same when it comes to running and passing. That they're very much one of the same when it comes to giving up numbers and stuff. So the weak point, if you will, with Syracuse's defense is the running game. Running game has pushed them around a little bit. So Estime has to get going. I'm sorry, he is a lot harder to bring down than Tyree, and anybody else in this running back room that we got. So we got to see him early and often. I'm sorry. If the passing game can't get it going, then maybe it's time to switch to Estime. And like you said, man, play calling has to change a little bit, or we're going to be in a world of hurt in this game.
Well, and specifically with the running game, no matter who's in there, whether it's Diggs, Tyree, or Estime, can we please see a little more of the off-tackle runs instead of just straight right up the middle?
Yeah.
Those tend to work pretty well when it's effective. I mean, we've had some success with that before, but again, we have our offensive coordinator, Tommy Reese, who always seems to abandon things. Don't abandon what's working.
Yeah.
Don't switch things up just because some guys, like I said in the last video, because a couple of the guys had a great game the week before, that doesn't mean that you just change the game plan.
Right.
Stick with what's working.
Yeah.
I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but what I mean by that is, for example, if Diggs and Tyree have a great game, don't just leave Estime out of it, is what I mean by that. Because we saw it, yes, against UNLV was more of the same. A lot of Diggs, a lot of Tyree, hardly any Estime whatsoever.
Yeah.
Don't leave one guy out.
Yeah, and Estime ran wild all over Syracuse, all over North Carolina. So, I mean, he can do it when he's not given the opportunity. Why isn't he getting the opportunity?
Exactly. This is the stuff that I've been trying to figure out and think of all season long, but I'm running out of answers. I really don't know. A part of me almost wonders if this isn't just, and I think I've said this before, and it was either a Notre Dame Power Hour that I did with our buddy Ryan, or if it was on a video of ours here. But a part of me wonders if Tommy Reese doesn't do this stuff on purpose because he wants to take a shot back at the fans and say, like, hey, you guys aren't here. I'm here. I'm going to do what I want, and I'll prove it to you. Yeah, so, and basically giving the middle finger to the fans. Yeah. I hope any coach, whether it's a head coach or an assistant coach, I hope they would never take that approach and screw over a team just to get back at the fans. But, and I know that's crazy talk. I get it, but I'm sure it's happened plenty of times.
Yeah.
But just, you got to play up to these guys' strengths.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bottom line is,
if we don't, it's going to be a rough game. I mean, I'm sorry. Syracuse, like we said in the beginning of this video, is not the same Syracuse team in the past. And yes, Notre Dame has played them well historically, but you can take your history and your numbers and everything and throw it out the window when it comes to what's going on in current seasons. And this current season, Notre Dame has struggled and Syracuse hasn't. That's an unfortunate truth. So
Syracuse has a lot more figured out than we do. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
And
so
I just, all I can say is for this game, Tommy Reese and Marcus Freeman, everybody on that coaching staff, all the guys on the field, they have to have a clear mind and focus on what's at hand. No more screwing around. Just go out there and get it done. Show that you're not what your record indicates.
Yeah, I agree.
So with that said, the most fun part of every preview, Ben, the score prediction. I think I went first last week, so it's your honors this week.
Oh boy. Okay. So it's going to be a really tight one. This is going to be a claw your way to victory, but Notre Dame 21, Syracuse 17.
Okay. We have the margin of victory right. But I think there's going to be a few more points. Every time I predict something, I hardly ever see what I say unfold. I think this is just going to be an absolute dogfight. I think Tommy Reese will take his time getting it going. Unfortunately, I think his play calling will still be, I don't know the right way to describe it, but if we're able to think clear enough and play clear enough, Notre Dame 28, Syracuse 24.
Okay, I dig it.
Because this is a team that we can defend, that we can play against.
Yeah.
It's not impossible to beat them, even for us.
Yep. No, I agree.
So, but of course, I'm never going to pick anyone to beat us anyway, because that's the kind of fan I am. I'm a true fan. So, yeah, Notre Dame 28-24, but we both have it as a 4-point game victory for the Irish. So, also on that note, everyone, Ben, is there any kind of note you'd like to add or any special thing?
Nothing.
All right. You still saving up to buy all those McDonald's gift cards for everybody?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right, everyone. With that said, I'm Ben Deshawn, 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin, 57.
And as always, good night, God bless, and go Irish.
Go Irish. Beat Syracuse.